automatic sliding and swing gate opener, kitchen appliances from Jake's Kitchen, and yeah, plenty more. It's 2 days of yard sale, Black Friday style at Kendra's Aluminum Factory Compound, Camden Park. Friday and Saturday, November 29th and 30th. Jail starts at 8 a.m. Nobody comes close to Kendra's. Kendra's Aluminum Products, a tradition of excellence.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound of the nation.
Alrighty, so time in SVG is 9:35, and just before we get back into our talk segment for today's Activated Mornings program, just a reminder that today being Tuesday, the Searchlight Midweek paper is out online. All right, the headlines are: PM looks to become 6-star general next elections. New Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites at Diamond handed over to the government. Man who paralyzed inmate in 2017 shot dead on Saturday. Brazen daylight shooting in tourist area leaves 1 dead. Vincentian appointed director of UE Institute for Gender. Public being urged to police minivan operators. 128 given rights to plots in Langley Park. Police investigate fire in Kingstown Business Place, or at Kingstown Business Place. Prime the Pump discusses the wages, regulations, rights of security officers and guards. 26 named for CNL final matches. And sports sciences soon grads win SVGCC Invitational Football title. Searchlight Journalism you can trust. Check us out online at searchlight.vc. Remember to check out our video stories on YouTube and download the free Searchlight app to access our e-paper and get breaking news and updates.
99.9 WEFM.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so we are back with another talk segment on our Activated Mornings program for today. You have in studio Roleza flying solo, as Dianna had a prior engagement. All right. So we are in our Talk to Us segment, and I see some persons messaging to find out if I've seen certain things that has happened. No, I haven't. I haven't been able to go on social media to see any updates in terms of what happened or what has transpired as on account of the rains that came last night and this morning. So when I wrap up this evening or this morning, I would go and take in all that has happened. All right. Somebody is asking if there isn't any school. To be honest, I really am not sure. So maybe someone listening can maybe WhatsApp or call to update, because I am not sure at this time. All right. And that's because I've been juggling other things. All right. So we are in our Talk to Us segment. As usual, this is the opportunity for you to become or be interactive with us. The number to call is 457-9997. You can also WhatsApp us your message or your comments. And and we're also live on Facebook and YouTube. All right. So as per usual, I will be giving you 10 seconds to call, and if you don't, now we're going to go right into a scheduled topic. All right. All right, so we are going to go into a scheduled topic at this time. And yes, in recognition of today being International Men's Day, our Talk to Us question is, or the question that we're going to put forward is, if your partner, for us as women, when your partner shuts down on you emotionally, how can we as women be their support? All right. So I think that many of us as women, we have gone through this situation where, you know, you're trying to be there for them, but they keep shutting you out, right? And they're shutting you out for various reasons. So just going to read an example of what somebody went through here. So she says, My boyfriend and I have been together nearly a year. It was amazing at the start. He had so much energy and he was so affectionate. We spent our weekends doing fun outings and adoring each other. He is amazing at listening and offers such good advice for my own problems and has been my rock. But he won't open up about his own problems. All right. She said she always knew he had his moments when he shuts down and he goes quiet, usually when he's feeling stressed from work pressures or not being happy with his fitness levels. Right? These episodes could last a couple hours where he'd go quiet and just watch videos on his phone for a while and then he'd be fine after. All right. Now, there are instances. So in her case, she's saying that it could last for a couple hours where maybe he just needs that time to himself to get himself back together. But we do know that there are situations where, especially if a situation is prolonged in a man's life, let's say he's not happy with his job, or let's say if he has a child with another woman and that child's mother may be causing him some stress. That there are times when they are going to go through different things in life. And as much as we as women would like to be there for them, they just don't open up. All right. So just going to offer some suggestions for us as women, as it is International Men's Day. Yes, ideally, we would like for men to be able to help each other, right? But we know how it is sometimes with our men where, number one, they don't open up to us, much less to open up to their brethren, right? So rather than us, especially as women, internalizing it and thinking that it has to do with us, maybe there are ways or different things or different techniques that we can try to get to let them know that we are actually there for them and we wish to be their support system. All right. So some of the tips that I'm going to give at this time is sharing your experiences. All right. So discussing mental health helps to normalize and destigmatize the topic. Exposure to the topic helps to motivate men to talk more and to be a bit more open. All right. Pausing to listen. Now, I know that as women, sometimes we are guilty of this, of us either always talking or us always interjecting, right? And even from my own personal experience, I've realized that when a man starts to talk, leave him, allow him to speak. And many times it's not even necessarily prompted by anything. And this is not even only in relation to a romantic relationship, but platonic relationships as well, where sometimes a man might just start to talk and you don't even know where it came out from. But there are times when we have to realize that when they do decide to open up, listen, don't interject, don't say anything, just allow him, right? And after he has ended whatever he has said, then we can stop and then we can ask the questions, or maybe if it's advice that he's seeking, then we can offer the advice. But when a man chooses to open up, it's for us to stop and for us to listen. All right. We can also invite them to therapy. Now, I know that many persons use or think of therapy as being a negative, in that people, quote unquote, and it's something that we have to get away from, where, quote unquote, if you are crazy, you go and you seek therapy. Now, therapy is just a way for you to offload on somebody who is not necessarily familiar with you, in a sense where they're neither friend nor family, but you're going to seek help from somebody who is a professional in that field. All right. So you can go ahead and seek therapy. All right. I have a call here. Let's see what's happening. Hi, caller. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello?
Hey, morning, Queens.
Hello?
Morning. You hearing me?
Happy what? Happy what? You were going to say
International Men's Day.
Okay. That was a different something. You ever heard about Dear Pastor yet?
Ever have a what?
Dear Pastor.
No, I haven't.
It's a popular radio show in Jamaica where people seek advice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm calling you, this section that you have, I call it the Dear Pastor section.
Yeah, well,
because of the topic that you raised.
Yeah. Well, I'm flying solo, so it's not
like that. He put the
Yeah, I'm flying solo, so it's not so much of a dialogue this morning. So this is why I'm doing this.
No, but you always in that's the open forum segment. You always, most of your thing goes in a certain direction. The topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
relationships mainly. So that's why, and that's what Dear Pastor show is about. So it reminds me of the Dear Pastor show.
Ah,
But I know
okay.
you're out of time. I was going to say something else. I'll leave it for another time.
All
Bye.
right, cool, no problem. All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So let me just wrap up this. All right. So seek therapy, as well as we have to set our boundaries. All right. So nobody likes to feel uncomfortable. So it's essential for us to be patient and to set boundaries with yourself as well. One of the things though, whenever it is that you are going to listen to the problems of somebody, you also have to recognize within yourself if you are emotionally ready to take on whatever it is that they have to say. Because I know that there are times when you yourself might be going through something and then somebody brings a situation to you which kind of mentally burdens you as well. So maybe, yes, it is that you're trying to be there to help that person, but you also have to be in a space yourself to know whether or not you are emotionally ready to take on what they have to say. All right. So those were the tips for women. The tips for men: please go and exercise regularly. All right. This can help to reduce depression and anxiety. And we have another call. Let me take the call quickly. Hey, Joshua, morning.
Yes, it's me again. Now, Roleza and the men, I'm not suggesting that you go out there and get married twice. But my first marriage, both of us were young and stupid. And I learned a lot of lessons. And my first wife was, oh man, I couldn't do anything right. She would browbeat me and she'd always be critical of me. But that I did not give up on women. When I met my second wife, she was one of the most amazing persons ever. Back then, I made peanuts. I'm talking about money. I made peanuts. And if she wanted, once we got married, if she wanted to buy a dress, she would ask me to accompany her to wherever you women shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to pick out the outfit for her, like she pick out 6 outfits. Which one do you like? Which one? And sometimes in frustration, I'll just say, but in a very nice way, I'll just say, take them all, because I wasn't paying for them anyway, so it didn't matter. Now, women, my wife is not perfect, but my wife never, ever disses me. Not to my face, not to the children. If I did something wrong, she would come out, and after I'm calm enough, because I love to argue, she will not argue with me if her life depended on it. So I learned in a very, very early time not to argue with her, because she just sit there, and then when she comes back to me, she'd say, now you're sane, are you ready to listen to some sense? And I find that has worked with us. You use a word this morning again, and please take this in the right light, the word crazy. I did, every time I hear that word, it sends shivers through my body. Women, do not diss your men. One of the things that, I'll say this and come off, one of the things that really, really irked me when we had our son, I would put effort into getting him dressed for church and so on, because my wife, as already said, nurse, I spent more time with the children than she did, because she had to, be working all the time. She would look at him and she said, can't you learn to match colors? And it would hurt my feelings, because I put a lot of thought into dressing the guy. When her daughter came along, I put a lot of thought into dressing her. So one day I said to her, you hurt my feelings. Every time I dress the kids, you'll be critical of the way I dress them. And maybe she shared with one of her girlfriends, and one of them suggested, lay out the clothes for him. Now, I'm an expert. With my eyes closed, I could dress anybody's kid. So all we need is a bit of encouragement, and never ever diss the guy, because the guy opens his mouth and the woman says, oh, you're stupid, you know. We got feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I would run through hoops of fire for my wife right now, after 39 years of marriage. If she tell me jump, I'd ask her how high and where to jump, because she never ever disses me. She applauds me. She's taken all of my imperfections and made them beautiful. And I wouldn't trade her for the world.
All right. Good stuff, Joshua. Good stuff. I like the advice. Good stuff there, Joshua. All right. So yes, I'm in agreement with Joshua. Don't belittle your man. All right. Don't belittle the men in your lives. And the men could also be your sons. All right. Be their support system. Don't belittle them. All right, so just to conclude in terms of the tips for men, so exercise, please exercise regularly because this can help to reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, right? Avoid isolation. Yes, you are going through something, and yes, you think that you can handle it by yourself, but sometimes being alone with our thoughts is not the best thing, all right? So avoid isolation. If you have a good brethren that you can reach out to that brethren. If you have a good sister who you look at as a brethren, reach out to her as well. All right. So avoid isolation. Build a community around you in terms of friends and family who that you know that you can count on, who you can depend on. Don't ever think that by sharing what it is that you're going through is that you are burdening them. Many times when you hear a person's committing suicide, we often wonder, family members often wonder, where did they go wrong or why didn't they see the signs? All right. So never let it get to that stage. Try to reach out and try to get help. Speak to people who you know, who you can trust and who you can depend on. All right. Eat well because, having a healthy body should lead to having a healthy mind as well. Get your checkups, men, right? You cannot be afraid to go to the doctor. You have to get your checkups, get them regularly and get them very often. All right. And take care of yourself. Right. I know many of you out there are breadwinners. You feel, or many men think that the role of being a man is to provide and to bring home, whether it's money or other things, but you also have to take care of yourself, right? You can't keep going. Then you're of no use to yourself and no use to those who care and who matter the most, all right? So take care of yourself. Whenever you think that you need to take a break, you take that break. And I'm talking from person in the highest office in terms of a man here from the prime minister, go right down, all right? You have to be able to you have to look out and take care of yourself, all right? So that was our tips for today in relation to International Men's Day in terms of how we as women can support our men. And tips were also shared for the men out there in terms of how they too can take care of themselves because we need you guys around, all right? We need you guys around in more ways than one. So we are going to jump out of this segment at this time and head into today's community dateline.